All right, what's going on, everybody? So I just finished watching The Waterfront. Now, this is a Netflix show. It's a crime, drug, thriller of a show. Now, I heard this show has similarities to the Ozark, and anytime I hear anything revolving around the Ozark, I'm definitely gonna tune in. So I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on this show. Hit that like button, follow your boy, let's get right into it. All right, The Waterfront. Now, we know this is a generic story, you know, a family, a crime family. They are involved in drugs. They're digging themselves further and further into a hole. They have to find a way to get money. If not, they're gonna lose every single thing. So right out the gate, we get introduced into this family called the Buckleys. Now, they're a well-known family, okay? They provide a lot of jobs. There's some history involved in this family, which I do like. I do like that because it all starts with the grandfather, which we kind of get glimpses of, and you know, some flashbacks or really just, you know, stories. And the father, Harlan, now he's like kind of, I don't want to say he's down on his luck, but he's at wit's end, you know, like he's kind of done with everything. He's drinking himself to death, basically, it seems like. He's not supposed to be on the bottle, but he don't really care. He gets heart attacks. Like he's kind of like fed up with the situation. Like he's kind of been out of the game for a little bit. So his son, Kane, has been running the show. Now your boy Kane, which I love him in Animal Kingdom as Daryl, you guys need to watch that show. Now Kane, he kind of don't really know 100% what to do. Like he kind of get thrusted into this situation of having to take control over the drug game, which he kind of fails miserably in a very opening scene, which, you know, you guys are gonna find out what happened. But he don't really, you know, too much like doing the whole drug thing. So his father is always trying to like toughen him up, you know, trying to tell him like, yo, this is how you do things. In a way, his father wants him to be him, but Kane does not want to, you know, be anything like his father. But as you progress through the story, you kind of see like there are similarities with Kane and his daddy, Harlan. And then also Kane's wife, her name is Peyton, she kind of also tells him that down the line too, like, yo, you being more and more like your father. Again, Kane don't want nothing to do with his father at times, but he still follows everything that his father does. Now, there's also another character. They have a sister. Her name is Bree. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, right out the gate, I was not feeling Bree. I was not liking her because you're gonna see like some of the things that she does, you know, against the family, which later on you get the reason of why she does these things. I mean, you kind of understand because it's a big deal. It involves something involving her son. Later on, I feel as if she kind of redeems herself. Like, I've grown to like her throughout the story because of what she does later on. So you do get these antics with, you know, what's going on with these characters. Again, it does feel similar to the Ozark because the whole family is involved in the drug trade. And then you got the DEA breathing down their necks. You got also a crooked sheriff, which you're gonna see later on there are twists and turns involving the sheriff. And then later on in the series, you're gonna meet another character by the name of Grady. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, Grady I think is my favorite character of the show. Like, he is so funny and so over the top. Like, this show has some pretty good humor, you know, that is involved when there are like dark elements at play here. Cause this show does get gruesome. The show gets bloody. You know, things happen in this show. And I feel as if Grady, you can't really take him too seriously at times. Like, like, I don't know if I should take him serious as a villain or he just, because he's just so over the top. But I do like over the top characters, so I do like Grady as a character. I think he brings some pretty good laughs into the plot, into the situation. But overall, I do feel as if The Waterfront is a pretty solid show. You know, like I said, it does have some action. There is some twists that happen that is like, oh snap. But the Ozark does it better. But it's still a fun time. I still had a fun time watching The Waterfront. You know, you guys let me know what you guys think of this show. I'm out.